Hey friends, Allison Hillman here. I am the Allison and BTP by Allison Been There Photography, and this is a presentation of Lady Boss branding with the 3-2-1 blast. I am bringing you the best St. Louis has to offer in the way of small businesses, and my guest today is no exception. Nikki, how are you doing, darling?
I'm fine, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. She is with Seasons of Life Chiropractic. She is in my brain, she is the mama whisperer because she specializes in people that are trying to get pregnant, people that are pregnant, people that have been pregnant, and just getting them back. You take a holistic approach to everything that you do. My favorite thing when I came to your office is we probably spent 5 or 10 minutes on the actual procedure, and I think we talked for 20 to 25 minutes about my background and all that. And it was ironic because it literally was a couple days after our birth mother had said that we could have Jace. And so I was literally, when I originally booked you, it was because we'd been trying to get pregnant. And then I was like, please don't get me pregnant. Please, whatever you do, don't get me pregnant. So, which sounds weird, but here we are. So I know you went to Logan. So tell me about getting your practice started. I know when you graduated, you were like super pregnant with Lorelai. So your cutie daughter. So tell me about getting started.
So yes, I graduated in August of 2016 and I was 8 months pregnant. And then, I know it was crazy. And so I didn't go to work then because why would I?
Sure.
She was born at the end of October, and I had these like huge dreams of just starting a practice or getting a job in someone else's practice when she was 2 or 3 months old. And that would have been, January or February. And I thought, sure, that'll be fine. And then January and February and March and April, like they all came along and then they went, and she wouldn't take a bottle, and I just couldn't imagine leaving her. So I stayed home with her until September. And in September, I found a wellness center in Kirkwood that had childcare on site, and I rented a room from them and I could take her to work with me. And that was just a huge blessing at the time. And then, so I was there for a year. And then in 2000, so that would have been September of 2017. And then, so September of 2018, I moved to my current location, which is in like the Creve Coeur, Olivet area.
Mm-hmm.
And I share a room with another doctor, and we practice very differently, but we get along really well. And I can still bring Lorelai to work with me if I need to, although I try not to anymore because she's real active. But it's been a journey. Starting a business is never easy, but I've really enjoyed getting to know myself through this. And realizing it was sort of like having 2 babies at once, a baby business and a baby child. And so it's been a journey, but I feel like we're, coming to a good place now. So
What's your favorite part of your practice?
my favorite part of my practice is, so I work with a lot of pregnant moms, and I work with a lot of babies. I have a lot of moms that bring their babies in for if they're super colicky, or I do a lot of work with lactation and tongue ties, and I do a lot of the body work that goes along with releasing tension in the head and the neck and everything. A lot of babies are all curled up during in utero, and when they come out, they can't quite figure out how to uncurl. So my job is to sort of loosen that tension. But most of those babies are really uncomfortable, and so they're really fussy. And I get a lot of moms that come into my office that are just really anxious. They feel like they're doing something wrong. Everybody is bombarding them with advice, and they know. And a lot of times I get the moms whose pediatricians have sort of told them, well, this is normal. And they're like, yeah, but my baby shouldn't cry 24/7. Like, I know this actually isn't normal. But no one will listen to me. And so it's just one of the most rewarding parts of my job is listening to moms who come to me and say, I know there's something wrong. And I say, you're right, there is something wrong, and I can fix it, or I can give you the tools to help fix it. And watching that weight fall off of them, like to just finally be validated, even if I can't fix it, even if they come to me and I say, here's what I think is going on, this isn't in my wheelhouse, let me send you somewhere else. The fact that someone has validated them and said, yes, you're right, I agree with you, something's wrong, let's see if we can figure out how to fix it. That's my favorite part of my job, is just being able to give those moms hope and a feeling of like being the only person in their life who doesn't tell them that they're crazy.
Right. I know with Jace, you reached out to me on Facebook because we had a 4-day period where he didn't sleep. And so I finally had it narrowed down. I was like, okay, I'm going to try this and I'm going to try this. And if not, we're going to go see Nikki. And it ended up being he had a weird diaper rash in a weird place. So not a, as soon as it was stories they don't tell you about having a son, which I'm not going to talk about on here. But it's something sometimes so simple with these babies. And as a mom, your number one job, and you're in this, even adopting, the hormones and everything, you're just overwhelmed and you think you're screwing everything up, even though they're 9 days old, and there's no way you can screw up a kid in 9 days with,
as long as you keep them alive.
Right. Keep them alive. Rule 1. So anyway, I know you're such an asset to your patients and everything. So, okay. So as I always say, business has to be personal, and you have to find someone that matches your personality and maybe your lifestyle and your philosophy of life. So folks at home, we're going to ask Nikki some questions that just get to know her and let you see her personality. I'm going to set my 3-minute timer. So this is the 3, 2, 1 blast part. What motivates you to work hard?
Being able to help people and making other people's lives easier. That's really what motivates me.
Do you guys have like a family motto or a family rule that, or just a saying you say a lot in your, maybe even in your business, whatever?
Well, so my most recent motto has been, feel the fear and do it anyway. I
love that.
Yeah, that's been my motto for the last few months and most of 2020, as I've really been buckling down and trying to get my business to grow. And then, the world went crazy. So, so in general, that's just been my motto recently, has just been feel the fear, do it anyway.
All right. What's your favorite season? Fall.
Definitely.
Favorite drink?
Coffee. Well, okay. So I drink water mostly.
Sure.
But coffee is my favorite drink. Okay. Yes. With cream, no sugar.
Cream, no sugar. All right. It's your last meal. What are you having?
Oh gosh, my last meal. Well, gosh, if I knew I was going to die, I'd probably eat gluten, because I can't eat gluten right now because it makes me really sick. But if it were my last meal, I'd probably eat a bagel with cream cheese, because it's my favorite food and I can't eat either of those things.
Have you been to the Clover and Bee? They have gluten-free bagels.
I haven't. I usually buy the Aldi's gluten-free bagels. They're actually really good. Oh my gosh, I really think it came from my eating so many bagels when I was pregnant. That was my pregnancy craving, and I ate so many bagels, and now I can't eat gluten anymore. So there it is.
But the Clover and the Bee one, I prefer the gluten-free over the regular.
Really? Okay, well, I have to go.
Yeah, they're in Webster Groves. Shout out to a small business. What is your favorite vacation spot?
Wow. Well, to be completely honest, I haven't taken a lot of vacations, but
sure.
My husband and I went to Portland, Oregon for our honeymoon, and then we drove out to this tiny town on the coast called Garibaldi, and it was just about the most beautiful thing that I've ever been. It's really close to Tillamook, which is where the cheese comes from. I feel like a lot of people know the Tillamook cheese. Okay. So, yeah, and it was beautiful, and we had the best seafood I'd ever eaten in my life there, and that is probably one of my favorite places. Although I lived for a summer with a family in Lyon, France, and that is where I go back to. If I can travel, I go to Lyon and visit my friends, and I love the French countryside, and I love France. So France is like my second home. So I'd say it's not really a vacation spot, but it is where I like to go if I'm not here.
What is your proudest accomplishment?
Well, so I want to say Lorelai, growing and birthing a healthy baby. It's a lot of work. But more than that, I am most proud of, honestly, surviving the first 2 years of motherhood and growing into a mom that I'm actually proud to be. It was, sorry, I get choked up when I talk about it because it was a really rough transition. She's 3.5 now and she's wonderful. Although this stay-at-home order is about to drive me back.
Preach.
She never stops talking, and she's me. Like, she is me as a small child, and I wish I could call my mother and apologize to her because she never stops talking. But the first couple of years of her life, I struggled with postpartum depression that I didn't realize I had, and so that. Surviving that is a huge accomplishment to me, but then also like coming out of it and working to become this person that I am now and continue to work to become. I'm actually really proud of that I didn't let it destroy me, because I think it destroys a lot of people, and I'm thankful to have gotten out of it.
Absolutely. And you're an exceptional mom. I've seen that firsthand. So, and Lorelai is hilarious, but I can, Jace is going to be 3 months on the 8th, and babies and toddlers thrive on routine, and there's no routine at this point. We're now at whatever works and keeps him from crying. And because unfortunately my now social butterfly has been in networking group since he was 3 weeks, and he doesn't understand, and we can't talk about it. So,
and FaceTiming doesn't work for 3-month-olds like it does for us. My 3.5-year-old, I mean, I'm really lucky we can still FaceTime my parents or FaceTime my grandparents, and she can still at least see them, but I don't know. You couldn't explain that to a 3-month-old.
Nope. All right. So the last so St. Louis round. Favorite St. Louis zoo animal?
The elephants.
Something different. We finally don't have a bear answer. No, that's fine. No. Everyone loves the polar bears and Huck and Finn, and I think that's great, but finally a different animal.
I love elephants.
Me too. Favorite St. Louis attraction?
I have very fond memories of the art museum as a kid. My grandmother used to take me, and I love the art museum. I'd say I also really love the zoo, so it's probably one of those two things.
Favorite
Sorry, no, I was gonna say I appreciate
No, go ahead.
But I don't like going up in it, so it's not my favorite.
Sure. Yeah. It's a one and done thing for me. We are just, with you talking about the art museum, that's something like the art museums in Chicago are so expensive to go to, and we have a fantastic one. And I'm so disappointed right now. They have a lot of the Van Gogh exhibits from Amsterdam here that I got to see in December, and I really wanted to go again. So I'm really going to need people to stay at home. So that's still here when this is over.
Right. So we can go. Yeah.
Right. Favorite touristy thing to do in St. Louis?
Favorite touristy thing to do? What do I do that's touristy?
If someone comes here and they're like, show me St. Louis, where are you going to take them?
Oh, we usually go to a baseball game.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not a fan of crowds, so but I did have family that came to visit a couple years ago, and we all went to the Magic House with a lot of kids. We all went to the Magic House, and that was really fun.
I love that place.
Yeah, I love the Magic House. But I can only handle it every once in a while because I don't like large crowds of people.
Yeah. And you've got to be careful what day to go with that place for sure.
Not right now.
All right, Nikki. Right, that's true, but you can't go. Ugh. Double-edged sword.
Yeah.
All right, Nikki, thank you so much for joining us. Again, she is with Seasons of Life Chiropractic. Always a pleasure chatting with you.
Thank you.
This has been another episode of Lady Boss Branding with the 3, 2, 1 blast. The old saying goes that anytime that a small business owner makes a sale, they do a little happy dance. So make sure you're shopping local and put a little groove back into our world. Have a great day.